Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. My name is Abby and today I have a very exciting announcement. So I've had this idea for a while and I've been percolating on it. It's been running circles in my brain. So I'm finally deciding to just announce it and see what happens. So my idea, I'm calling it right now, tentative title, The Disney Book Club. If any of you have a better idea by the time you finish watching this video, leave it in a comment because I like Disney Book Club, but it's not super original. So if you have a better idea, let me know. The idea behind this book club is to read books that Disney movies are based on or are based on Disney movies. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. What will this book club entail? That's the question. Every month, you guys will pick a book that we will read together, and then in that month. And then at the end of the month, I will do a live show where we can discuss this book together and talk about what we thought, what we liked, what we didn't like maybe, and how it compares to the film. So at the beginning of each month, I will post a video much like this one, giving you guys 3 book options. Those 3 books you can vote on throughout the month, and at the end of the month, the one that wins that poll will be the book for the following month. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna start reading together hopefully in March. March is our 1-year channel anniversary, so I thought it was a good time. So what I'm gonna do now is show you the options for our March read-along book, and that way I can explain a little better what I mean by what kind of books we'll be reading in this book club. So, like I explained a minute ago, I'm going to show you 3 books. They will be in a poll in the cards, and you can always comment down below which one you would prefer if you don't want to do that. I'm going to show you the books, and then you guys get to vote on which book you want to read in the month of March with me and whoever else joins in with this book club. Here's what I meant by books that Disney movies are based on. So the first book that we have an option of is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This obviously is a children's classic. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and I would love to reread it. This book was turned into a Disney film. You can see it right there behind me. And it's, in my opinion, one of the greatest book-to-movie adaptations of all time. So, what we would do if you guys picked this one is that we would read it together. I might make a Goodreads group if I can figure out how to do that. So if that's something that you're interested in, leave it in your comment down below where we can discuss and as we read along, and if we get to certain points we can talk about it there as well. If you don't know the story of this book, this follows 4 children in World War II London where they are sent to the country to escape the bombings. One day the youngest sister Lucy stumbles through a magical wardrobe into another world, the land of Narnia. Obviously this is a children's classic. Probably most of you have already read it and it would be a reread, but if you haven't, now might be a good time to pick it up. I highly recommend it. It's so good. I'm so excited to get to reread this. Maybe. The next book that I have is a good bit chunkier than that one, but this is Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. So this is what I mean by books that are based on Disney films. This book was based on Disney's Peter Pan, and it's Peter's origin story, essentially, is what this novel is about. This is how he got to Neverland, how he learned to fly, how he met Tinkerbell, how he became Hook's enemy, all of those good things. This is a middle grade story, and this brings up another point that I wanted to make. So, a lot of YouTube book clubs that I have seen, a couple that I've participated in, are mostly about YA or young adult books. A couple of them are about middle grade, a couple of them are about classics, but most of them are YA new releases. I love YA new releases, but they aren't exactly a family thing. So my idea behind this book club mainly is to pick books that you could read with your kids or your family members, that you could all read together and discuss among yourselves. Because I know when I was growing up, my family read books together all the time. This was actually one of the ones we read together. I read it to my younger siblings way back in the day. I say way back. It was 2006 or something. When was this published? Yeah, it was probably about 2006 or 2007 that I read this to my siblings. And we just had a wonderful time because we were all experiencing this story together. What I loved about that was that it gave me something to relate to my family with, because I've always loved stories and reading, but my siblings aren't really readers necessarily, and so this gave me an inlet and a way to share my love for books and stories with them. If that interests you, I highly recommend that you pick one of these books, read it together as a family. You can all come to the live show. We'll talk about it all together. I'd love to hear what your kids think or what you think. But yeah, this is one that I've been dying to reread for a long time now because it's been a while since I read it, so I would love if you guys picked this one as well. I love all of these books, so really I'm not picky. It's really up to you, because I would be too indecisive to pick one on my own. So, the last book that is an option for this book club for March is Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. This book is huge. Oh my gosh. So this is the Barnes & Noble Classics edition. I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out because it's gorgeous. So this actually has Winnie the Pooh and the House of Pooh Corner. So if you guys do vote Winnie the Pooh, we might do a separate secondary vote to see which one you'd rather read, Winnie the Pooh or the House of Pooh Corner. We can do either one. We could do both. We could do both. That's an idea. Let me know what you think. This edition, you guys, look at this. Look at this. Can you see this? Oh my gosh, look at the illustrations. They're so pretty. Ah! Okay. Sorry. Pretty books. It's got gold sprayed edges. It's so beautiful. Okay, sorry. Back on topic. Back on topic. Okay. So, this again would be a reread for me. Winnie the Pooh is one of my favorite. It is my favorite classic. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It just makes me so happy. So, obviously you can probably tell by all of the Winnie the Pooh merchandise behind me how much I love this story. So, if you guys vote for this one, I will absolutely be so thrilled about it. Look how pretty it is. Pretty. Look at the back. Like, oh my gosh. This is everything to me. Okay, so those are the three options. Make sure you vote in the poll. I'll leave it up there. I think it's up there. Up in the cards. You know where it is. Or you can also leave it in a comment in the description. So, I have another question for you guys that will only be for this video because I'm just feeling things out and trying to figure out what's gonna work. I have another poll for you. Where would you prefer that we do the live show? So we have three options. We have YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All of our links are in the description for those. And I will have to learn how to do live on any of them, so hopefully that doesn't go too terribly wrong. But I just want to know where y'all's main platform is, where you would prefer to be. So it's totally up to you. I'm good with whatever. I'll figure it out, I guess. If you want me to start a Goodreads group about this as well, I can do that too. I'll leave my Goodreads account in the link below if you're interested. If you have a book that you know a Disney movie is based on, or is based on a Disney movie that you really want to read, let me know what it is in the comments, because you can kind of see I've started a list of books that Disney movies are based on or are based on Disney movies, and I'm always looking to add to it because, you know, if we get going with this, which hopefully we will, we're gonna need things to read. So I found some really interesting ones, and I have some plans for later in the year. So if you have any recommendations, if you have one you want to reread, or one that you've been dying to read, put it in a comment down below, let me know what it is, and maybe it'll show up in a future poll. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is that whatever like I said, there will be 3 options every month, so whatever wins, obviously, we'll read the following month, and then the second runner-up I will put again in the poll for the next month, so that if you really, really wanted to read it, you get another chance to. I think that's all I had to say, so hopefully you guys like this idea, hopefully you'll join me on my quest to read more Disney books. If you like this idea, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any Disney magic and any Disney book club updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!